Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Today, we're going to be talking about animals. Because that's what's on my heart right now and what I've been thinking about. So, imagine this. Imagine you're living with your family, friends, and community. And all year round, several times a year, the small children that are 1 to 2 years old are being taken away from their moms, ripped away from them, and disappearing forever. And imagine that 1 to 2 year old small child is being taken to a concentration camp where there's electrical fences, no way to get out, and all these people being led into a massive barn where you can hear screaming and you could smell the smell of death in the air. One at a time, up ramps and everything, to their death, and you know it. And they all know it. Everyone there knows that you're being led into this barn to be killed. Well, I just described the life of a cow. Am I a vegan or a vegetarian? No. But the truth of the matter is, this happens even if you're getting grass-fed beef and these cows are actually treated properly and nicely and cared about and loved and cared for on a farm. Which isn't usually the case. Even if they do say that, there's cattle prods and they're getting kicked and beaten and hit. And after they die, it's the whole other thing too. But anyway, even if they're treated that way, they're still sent to the same slaughterhouse as all the other animals. And they're not taken out or treated very properly. I mean, they're in mud. They're in dirt. They aren't fed. You could smell the death. They know it. They could feel it. They know what's happening. You know, do the cows know that their babies are being taken off to go be killed for a veal steak on someone's plate? I don't know. Probably. People don't give animals enough credit. And that shit hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart. Chickens, pigs, sheep, goats, they're all treated the same. And if humans were treated that way, I wonder what they would think. So, yesterday I just watched this video about this man that lives in Canada. And, one day, oh, he's a hunter, by the way. One day he heard this, roaring from a bear in his backyard. Mind you, dude lives out in the middle of the forest, right? He's been a hunter his whole life. So, he hears this roaring and screaming, basically, from a bear in his backyard. And he's like, what the hell? This is weird. I've never heard this. What is going on? So he goes and looks out his back window. There's a bear in the middle of his yard, 10 feet away from his house. And, the bear is just freaking out, It's freaking out. So he's like, this isn't right. Something weird is going on here. So he grabs his gun and he goes out into his backyard. And the bear starts backing up real slowly, turns around and starts heading back into the woods. And he's like, oh man, clearly this bear wants me to follow it. What the fuck is going on? So they start going into the woods. He decides to follow it. I mean, he's thinking, clearly this animal really needs my help if it's coming to me for help. And they walk and walk and walk, and they get deeper and deeper, and he had already put his gun down. You know, he was carrying it, but he wasn't aiming it at the bear. And the bear was going slow enough for him to follow and not to, like, freak him out and think that he was just gonna, like, turn around on him and attack him. And he's thinking, halfway through this walk that they're going on that, shit, I just need to continue this because, well, if this bear wants to kill me, it's going to. At this point, we're out in the middle of nowhere and nobody's going to hear me. So, they get to this lake, and he thought, oh no, I wonder if this bear has lost one of its cubs trying to cross with the cub riding on its back, because he'd seen it before. He'd seen bears, mama bears carrying the babies on their backs, swimming across the lake. And he looks over, and close to the edge of the lake, there's this baby cub barely keeping its head above water, just struggling with a fishing net wrapped all the way around it. And so he goes running over to it. Mind you, the mama bear stays away from me. She stops where she let him, and she stays there. And he runs over to the baby bear, pulls out the net out of the lake, cuts it open, and is trying to make sure the baby bear is okay. And then the mama bear slowly starts walking towards them, because I'm sure she's fighting everything in her not to go running towards her baby to make sure it's okay, because she didn't want to freak out the dude, because she understood that dude would kill her if he thought she was going to charge him. So she wasn't trying to make any crazy, fast moves or anything like that, right? So he determines that the baby's okay, and he steps away and then goes home. And the mom's like, all excited that the baby's okay and everything. So I often wonder, like, if that put things into perspective for him, like, how did that bear know? It walked miles and miles and miles, or ran to this hunter's house. How did she know he was there? Had she seen him? Did she know he was a hunter? So many questions. But it just goes to show that people don't give animals enough credit. Like, how many accounts has there been of, like, car accidents happening with dogs, or any accidents really, and the dog is going and finding someone for help and leading them back to their owners, or whoever they come across that needs help? Were they trained to do that? Hell no. Not only is it, like, a natural thing for them to do, but they understand that that's the only way that they're going to get help, and they truly, thoroughly want people to help them. There's this lady that, was scuba diving or whatever. She's out in the middle of the ocean with her friends and whatnot. And this huge, massive, full-grown humpback whale comes and starts pushing her towards the boat. I mean, there's nothing you could do when a huge-ass humpback whale is pushing you towards your boat. You just gotta go with it, because, like, what else are you gonna do? It's not like they're gonna hurt you, for one, but for two, like, they're big, Pushes her to the boat, gets her on the boat, is, like, waiting there just to make sure she gets on the boat, and doesn't leave until she's fully on the boat and situated. She's like, what the hell? Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Look down. There is a massive school of tiger sharks that was swimming underneath her and the boat the entire time. And that whale was trying to get her on the boat to make sure she didn't get attacked, because it was thoroughly worried about her well-being. So, I think it's interesting how, people give animals not enough credit. And I do think that animals are the epitome of everything that we should be. Like, they say elephants never forget, right? Well, they don't. Here's a perfect example. You take a calf, a baby calf. Now, first of all, elephants are very emotional and extremely intelligent animals. God, I love elephants. You take an African elephant, a calf, who witnesses its own mother or family being slaughtered by poachers just to have the tusks removed, and then left there for dead, and they're left there alone. not able to survive by themselves, but they're left there. And they witness them getting their tusks taken out, sometimes while they're still alive. Just horrible slaughter to their family by human beings, and that's their only human contact. 40 years later, they come across maybe some people on a safari or gamekeepers or whatever, and you have a full grown, massive, pissed off elephant running you down. Can you say you blame that elephant? No, because they're coming from a trauma response. They've got PTSD. They watched their whole family or their mom get killed by human beings, and that's their experience. And they're scared and they're upset and they're angry, and you know what? How could you not be? How could you not be angry when that's what you witnessed? You know? It's sad really, and people they get the wrong impression. Like, it's like we forgot how to speak and understand the animals. And it's kind of like meditation. You just need to get quiet and listen. You know, they'll speak to you in so many different ways. I've witnessed some crazy things with animals in my lifetime. How does your dog and your cat always know when you're upset and exactly what to do? Like, seriously. We are not at the top of the food chain. Like, we are not the smartest beings on this planet. Like, dolphins have 4 times the size of a fucking brain that we do. And on a spiritual level and the connection to the divine and everything else, like the majority of animals, it's incomprehensible to a human being. Sasquatch. You know, talk about Sasquatch, everybody's like, oh yeah, it's an ape. If they even believe in it. In them. Because they're a tribe and they're people just like us, but they're very much more advanced in every way, spiritually, physically, mentally. You know, some of them are angry. Some of them have witnessed some bad shit. Some of them, for decades and decades and decades, have witnessed their families be killed off and hunted down. They've had bad experiences where they've gotten shot at, and, you know, babies have been taken away, and they've had to go hide. Like, as human beings, what would you be like? Not all of them are this way, you know? And they're not apes. God, they're so much more intelligent than we are. It's not even funny. But anyway, just a few morning thoughts. I've got more on it, but that's all I got for today. I'm tired. So, I hope you have a good day. Just treasure the beauty in the animals. Maybe try to live like them a little bit. Love you guys. Peace. And bye bye.